everyone. I, S. Rangeshwaramma, Assistant Professor, Department of EC, Gates Institute of Technology, Gutti. A very warm good morning to one and all. I heartily welcome all the participants and speaker for the Day-2 session on the topic IoT Implementation Requirement to Medical Needs. Now, I request Dr. V. Shavali sir to introduce Day-2 session speaker, Dr. Kodali Prakash sir. Sir, please.
Good morning, one and all. It's great privilege to introduce Day-2 session speaker Dr. K. Prakash sir, Assistant Professor in the Department of EC, NIT Warangal. Sir is having more than 10 years of experience. Sir is having excellent educational records. Sir completed his PhD from IIC Bangalore, Dept from IIC Bangalore, Btech from JNTU Hyderabad. Sir is having excellent funding records that helps the society. And sir contributed his funding records to the benefit of society. The following are the funding records: design and implementation of flexible microfluid device with front-end device with 5 lakhs of package under RSM seed. Flexible and wearable electronics nano generation development under SEEB with funding of 5 lakhs. Smart electronic handed device with nano devices with funding of 5 lakhs under Government of India. Screening of salt tolerance in plants under IoT and machine learning with funding of 18 lakhs under the Government of India. Sir has excellent publication records. He published 34 journals such as IEEE Transactions, SCI and Scopus. Sir published 26 conference papers and got Best Project Award for many papers. Sir holds 4 Indian patents and 1 patent application in pipelining applications. Sir is serving Board of Studies members, faculty advisor, subject experts in many autonomous institutions. I welcome you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for introducing Dr. Prakash Kodali, sir. Sir, very good morning, sir. Now the session is yours. Thank you, sir. You can proceed, sir.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am, and thank you, sir. Once again, good morning to all those who are in YouTube and over here. Okay, it's my privilege to discuss about some social needs, requirements, and some views I would like to share with you to enlighten that social needs and some important concept related to your contents, like your theme of the program is like a wireless communication systems. And on that theme, I would like to give more details about the wireless communication requirement. What is the requirement of the wireless communication? I think I might share the screen. Let me share the screen. Is my screen shared to you?
Yes, sir. Your screen is visible.
Hold this video. I'll keep it. Yeah, it's clear and full screen is visible to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Initially, I worked on some VLSI concepts and the thought of making some flexible displays. And behind the change, I was looking into medical needs and the requirements. Actually, a lot of advancements are there, but we see that they are not implemented effectively to reach all over the people in India. Okay, forget about foreign people, those who are within our India and within our community, like near our village. Okay, community in the sense near to our village people, are those who are far from the places like cities or maybe towns or like urban areas. Okay, I'm trying to look into more focus on the rural people where they cannot get access to communication. And okay, now they are having some mobile access and 4G, 5G communication they're able to get. What about medical requirements, and which are enabled with the connection of the wireless communication, so that they can easily adapt the latest technology and meet the requirements, or maybe they can have a easy go life without any simple difficulties. Okay, we have seen that many people are having just cough, and that is entering, or maybe when we visited 2014 onwards, I started visiting some tuberculosis center, TB centers in Chennai, Bangalore, and Hyderabad, and Gaya in Madhya Pradesh, different places. We see that there are many people who are from the rural background and who neglected the basic cough. And that is leading to lungs affected and more problem on the tuberculosis. TB got affected more for the rural people. Why this is all happening? And if they are aware of it, and if they can get access to the medical facility at the earliest with this advanced wireless communication system usage, automatically we can make it out. Okay, related to all these things we'll discuss today. And today's topic is IoT implementation, requirements to medical needs. And we have to make some IoT devices. That is the main agenda. And linked to this thing, first we should know that what is the need of wireless communication. Wireless communication have enabled the connection of billions of people to the internet, and so that they can reap the benefits of today's total digital economy and digital services. Okay, we need to agree that the standards for mobile phones allow people to use their devices everywhere in the world. Okay, even in the remote location also they are able to use it with wireless communication. And if you can build some medical IoT device, the same thing can be reached to the millions of the people, and billions of people will get more benefits out of all our devices. Okay, what can be done if you give a good wireless communication? Okay, what is the need? Okay, that need is that it can enhance the productivity and collaboration. Productivity in the sense we can make some new device which can be useful to the remote location people. And collaboration means if you make the device, industry collaboration you can make. And feedback you can take from the patients or maybe the users, and we can consecutively, we can make more effective products. Okay, with this, I can say that good documentation and applications and resource utility can be increased with the wireless communication. It has a lot of advantages: enhancement of the resources, services, resource sharing, and increasing storage capacity, and improved communications at a high rate of interest to the people at a low setup cost. And the maintenance needs in the remote location can be done with the wireless communication very effectively. Coming to this biomedical applications, what is the need of biomedical applications, biomedical devices? In health technologies, if you see that diagnosis lines to monitor treatments, to assist disabled people, to intervene and treat illness people, and both acute and chronic models, we can make it out. Okay, medical equipment is made for special purpose, and that is reaching to only few people. And diagnosis and treatment of disease and rehabilitation of the disease or some injuries, if anything happened to the urban people, they can have a quick access in 1 hour or maybe 10 minutes, 1 hour or maybe in a half day. But what about remote people in our different locations? Okay, so that we need to have the need for the home medical devices is a more and more. Home is an important place where we can have a medical equipment, then that the medical emergencies can be notified and emergency contacts can be made through wireless communication to the doctor from home itself, and that can be taken care. Okay, you might heard that telepathology, okay, and telemedicine. Nowadays in urban areas, we are able to get by just phone order, maybe phone call, we get the medicine to our doorstep. Even doctors are physicians or maybe some orthopedics, they are coming to the home and doing some service. They just phone call. And these are some kind of luxury thing. But what about the basic thing, like if a human being got some infection or maybe something got affected, and how he or maybe she is going to relieve from that situation or maybe that condition of illness. Okay, for that we have to make some house medical equipment which is connected to IoT and then meeting the regulations using our wireless communication. It's like I can make some wireless communication device, but it should not be costly solution. If it is once it is cost-effective solution, then only we can make. One of the best example and where I got motivation is that I have seen that in India, 72% of the people only have access for the diagnosis facilities, access to meet the doctor. Because most of the population live in urban area and one or the other way, either half day or maybe next day, they can meet the doctor and they'll get diagnosed. And 23% of the diagnostic facilities are available in the hospitals. Okay, we say that many primary health centers are there in rural places. In all the primary centers, are they going to do blood test? Basic, fundamental test, okay, or maybe sugar test. In the villages or maybe in remote locations, it is not possible because that equipment itself costly. If equipment is costly, that overall added cost will come to the rural village people. And in rural India, we see that 40% of the primary health centers do not have a working blood testing system. That is where I found that many people are not having access for the blood test. Why it is required? It is a mandate. Whenever you visit a doctor, even if you take an infant kid or maybe ourselves, we go to the doctor. Doctor will look into some symptoms and he will heard what we say and since how many days we are having. Then based on the symptoms we used to say, the first thing they do that blood test. After doing the blood test only, either blood infection or maybe some bacterial effect or maybe some disease identification they can get from the blood only. White blood cells, red blood cells, and platelets count. All these things will give different kind of disease identification. For that, they are saying that blood test is the most important thing, and that is not available in many of the rural places within India. And that is already, as it is not there, from the rural places, they have to visit the urban area, and in that urban area, we see that they'll be having more added cost. If you go for the blood test, the minimum cost is about 800 rupees, minimum cost per one. And if they are having some culturing and some high-end more infected, and one more test they have to do means It's like the average cost around 5,000 rupees, 3,000 to 5,000 rupees cost for the culturing of the blood and doing some high-end analysis on the blood report. Okay, that is a added cost. The basic cost, I can say that 800 rupees, and the travel, they have to come from the remote location to urban area. Now it is a travel. And we can say that the bus is free. In Telangana, we see that bus free for the women. And suppose if a man got affected and along with him, it's okay, sir. I'll share the screen. Hello. Yeah, I'm sharing the screen, sir. Start. Okay, as I'm sharing that full screen, and I may not know that. If anything is there like that, please let me know. I'm making this full slideshow, right? I will not see that what is happening.
Yes, sir, your screen is visible, sir.
Okay. Let me switch off this camera. No, network issue there. Yeah. Okay, I think we stopped at this point only. When you are working, you want to look at some point like on IoT in which sector, health point of view, where we can meet. So, okay, we look into that. 10 ways of IoT changing healthcare elements. And these IoT devices, what are the application areas for the medical purpose impacting, and what is lagging in that? We'll see. Generally, in healthcare devices represents one of the fastest growing sectors of the IoT market. And to understand what IoT, Internet of Medical Things, from the IoT as a whole, and how healthcare IoT devices need to be monitored and managed, we'll understand here. We must understand the multiple ways in which IoT devices can be used for healthcare. And here are the 10 challenges and changing healthcare elements listed over here. There are more number of opportunities to the IoT devices, and IoT devices provide an array of benefits and challenges for healthcare providers and their patients alike. One of the first thing is that remote patient monitoring, and most common application we are looking at now. And in recently in COVID situations also, this remote patient monitoring, IoT-based devices helped a lot, and these devices has given more importance in 2019 and 2020, 2021. And in future also, it may be more useful. And to save a lot of time, this remote patient monitoring is effectively used. And based on this, now cloud-based patient monitoring also has come. Directly from the home, we can connect many doctors and multiple doctors, and we can take some opinion based on our symptoms. Second one is glucose monitoring, heart rate monitoring, hand hygiene monitoring, one of the important thing, and where we are having negligency. And the people might think that hand hygiene, why it is important and where it is important. But we need to, we are lagging a lot of things in hand hygiene monitoring. Depression and mood monitoring, Parkinson's disease monitoring, connected inhalers and ingestible sensors and connected contact lenses and robotic surgery. And these are the major areas, and all this can be done within our hands, and we can build something novel related to that. Okay, Philips is working more related to these 10 points, and GE, General Electric also. Everybody, almost all companies, good companies, they are into medical. And Philips already, most of the things they shifted into medical, and the medical based devices they are developing, including these 10 devices as a primary elements connected to Internet of Things. As you are connecting to Internet of Things, these things obviously need more advanced wireless technologies at a best level. As we are giving to healthcare, obviously the device should be very small enough, and we need to get more effective, noisy, and data without any data loss, or maybe without any delay, and with a high rate of accuracy. We have to transfer the data using wireless communication. This remote monitoring is the most common application of IoT devices for healthcare, where you see that the patient can interact with the doctor through online, either mobile or laptop, connected through some intermediate devices like concentrators and cloud set. Once the data is shared to the doctor, including some sensing elements, transmission element, concentrators, and the cloud set and analysis and visualization. The first picture, leftmost of you see here, patient body area network interconnected with many sensors, and all the sensors data is embedded to the data acquisition system. From the data acquisition system to transmission mode, we'll send it. These are the sensing signals, and either Zigbee or wireless or Wi-Fi or maybe intra-network, we can send it to concentrator. That means in our mobile, we can see from the mobile, we can upload to the cloud for the data storage. Once the data is uploaded, the current data, it will compare with the referral data, and the visualization outputs will give that can be seen by the doctor, and doctor will give a feedback to the patient like this in the rightmost corner device. A person is giving symptoms, and through some sensory nodes and sensory device, data can be transferred and doctor can read. And here on this device, you see, okay, that's a device. You see that there is a device, and once you plug in and measure this automatically in the cloud. It will get updated and some visualization data will come to the doctor, and doctor will suggest what kind of things to be done. IoT device can automatically collect health metrics like heart rate, blood pressure, and temperature, and more from the patient who are not physically present in the healthcare facility, and eliminating the need of patient to travel to the providers or for patients to collect themselves. Understood? No need to go to pathology center, no need to go to doctor. Once you make good remote operatable, which is connected to the patient, some IoT device you can make. The main important thing is that all these things can be measured, not physically presenting a patient at the healthcare facility center and at the doctor. And no need to collect the report manually also. That report also will come automatically. When an IoT device collects a patient data, it forwards the data to the software application, and when the healthcare professionals are connected or maybe linked over here, patients or maybe doctors can view the data. Algorithms may be used to analyze the data in order to recommend treatments or maybe generate alerts. For example, one IoT sensor that detects the patient's usually low heart rate may generate an alert to the healthcare professionals, can intervene to guide the guardian of the patient. Okay, heart rate for the old people you have kept. If either low or maybe too high it is there, automatically some alertness will be given to the doctor and for the patient. And further, alertness, many people are working it, but at a cost-effective way, at a high speed, without the latency, at a lower latency rate, with a lower delay, they are not doing. One of the major thing in this remote patient monitoring is that ensuring the highly personal data and that these IoT devices collect is secure and private. Are we, see, in this only, how many research concepts are there? What you can develop the device. That is the one thing you can make. Cannot say that it's already available. Even though it is available, you make your own device, try to make it at low cost. Or maybe try to build an IoT sensor. Try to make some pulse measuring sensor from your existing environment. Simple thing. And recently we made a pulse counting device, self-powered one, and we published a good paper. And we are going for the patent also on it. Like very low cost, it's like 5 rupees. Even not even 5 rupees. So, you know that our food packing foils, silver foils or maybe aluminum foils, they'll say, using those foils and OHP sheets, you might heard it earlier. Okay, using those OHP sheets and silver foil, food packing silver foils, we developed a sensor which can measure the heart rate of the person. And that one we connected to the internet. Like this, some new models, either at the root level, you can build the sensors, or maybe next level algorithms you can build for the data analysis. Okay, and the complete device you can make it. And after that, post-processing, after collecting the data, post-processing, good visualization. After that, some doctor prescription can be taken for 1,000 patients related to the symptoms. And if a new symptoms comes, a new patient comes, you can compare with that and automatically application will give some sort of medicine. Even that level, people are not believing as of now, but they are able to connect to the remote patient directly. Okay, doctors are ready to contact the patient remotely, and the patients are ready to contact the doctor remotely. And how best you can make it out, how much time you can save, the connectivity time and all, with the best wireless communication, with the advanced technology, you can do. And next one is glucose monitoring. One of the important thing is that many people in India got diabetes. Earlier, I remember that in my childhood, I remember that above 70 years, above 80 years, people used to get diabetes. Now I have seen that newborn kids are having diabetes. Because of the diabetes, food habits, they don't change. And recently in our campus also, 21-year-old final year student got massive heart attack and died. 2 times. First time he got it and admitted in our health center, and immediately they tried something, and again he got it. And while he's shifting to big hospital, multi-specialty hospital, on the way only survival is lost. Okay, these are the situations are happening. And you know that in worldwide, more than 80% of the population is having diabetes. More than 30 million Americans with diabetes are suffering. Glucose monitoring has traditionally been very difficult. Puncturing the skin and measuring, and old techniques like taking a blood and measure it. And average, they want to take 5 ml, 3 ml blood is required. Okay, the old techniques are very old, and the traditional methods are very difficult to measure. Now, people are coming up with a acupuncture. You might have heard it. Not only it is convenient to have to check glucose levels and manually record results, but doing so some reports patients' glucose levels only at exact time the test is provided. Generally, when you go to pathology center or blood test center, they'll take the blood and record it. And today they are done. And after 2-3 days, if you ask the elder people, those who are diabetic, okay, Alzheimer's causes will be there. And as they are elders, obviously they'll forget how much level they have. If your glucose device is not connected to IoT, then how we can take the overall prediction and average for the whole month? Forget about 1 or 2 days and 1 week, 2 weeks. And throughout the year, we want to see the profile. And forget about the year. And if you want to see 1 week, what is the profile you are having, and the doctor want to see. That's why some new technology has come. Some average of the glucose level they started with some basic techniques, PCR technique. They are trying average measurement for the 3 months or maybe 1 month average value. Based on that, the doctor is to give treatment. IoT devices are there, and that is for the glucose monitoring. Obviously, it is going to record the fluctuations occurring, and the periodic testing results can be monitored, and how much detection time has been done. And if the device is connected IoT, and if it is having a chance to enter that what you have today and what is its level, and what are your food habits in this whole week and the whole week data, and based on that week data, some average can be considered, and that average can give you the best value. And if it is good, then the same diet you can continue forever and live very happily. So that IoT device can address many challenges by providing continuous automatic monitoring of glucose monitoring manually. If you can give a IoT, they can alert the patients when glucose levels are problematic. That's how we need to build IoT. The challenges including designing an IoT device for glucose monitoring are, it should be small enough to monitor continuously without causing a disruption to the patients while they are working. If it is a small enough and can record the data. In the small device, to the hand it is attached, or maybe to the pricking one strip, it is connected, and is it easy when you want to monitor? Okay, how small you can make it out. And as you are making a very small, one of the challenges is that data have to consume so much electricity that it needs to be charged very frequently. Those things also we have to consider. If your mobile is there and 1 day, 2 day charging, if you charge one time, if it works for 1 or 2 days, it's okay. And if a device is made such a way that for every 1 hour you have to charge, will you prefer that company? You won't, right? Similarly, you have to provide a facility that there should not be instrumental challenges, like what I said. It should not be very big and it should not be comfortable. It should be comfortable and it should not consume so much of electricity to recharge every day. Okay, those instrumental challenges can be addressed. Okay, these kind of devices, if you can look into this, even in this also, you can make the device, you can develop algorithms, you can record the data, and you can analyze the data. Okay, and you can make the strip also. You can look into that power consumption analysis. So much of research we can do in all these aspects. Next, as I said, heart rate monitor. While working, while doing some activity, we'd like to know that how much heart rate fluctuations are there. Like glucose monitoring heart rate can be a challenging. Okay, even if a patient who are present in healthcare facilities, even though we kept him in some ICU, but heart rate has to be monitored continuously without disrupting or interrupting to them. Periodic heart rate checks don't guard against rapid fluctuations in the heart rate. We can say that every weekly once I'll check it, but that cannot be the guaranteed to know that rapid fluctuations in the heart rates. Especially at the younger age or maybe early, we may not see that difference. But when it comes to the elder people, some sudden changes used to happen. Okay, that changes, if you want to know, means we need to have a device to be developed. And today, a variety of IoT devices are available for heart rate monitoring. These are all different varieties. And freeing patients to move around as they like while ensuring that their hearts are monitored continuously, even though when they are working or maybe moving around. There is a guaranteed IoT device, ultra accurate results can be produced and shared, and 90% of accuracy rate is maintained with good alerting to the alert messages to the guardian, to the patient, to the doctor. And nowadays it's becoming more smarter way that patient should not get panic and the data can be transferred to only to the doctor and guardians. The periodic heart rate checks does not guarantee against rapid fluctuations in heart rates, and conventional devices for continuous heart rate monitoring used in hospitals require patients to be attached to be wired machines continuously. Okay, impairing their mobility and their heart rate monitoring by having unimpairing the mobility to the patients, we can see this kind of devices. Okay, along with this heart rate, we can make more things also. Next, coming to the hand hygiene. We all learned in COVID-19 how to get clean our hands and how to maintain the cleanliness. One of the simple example is that as an individual, if you don't make your hand hygiene for every 10 minutes or maybe for 1 hour or per day, maybe it's like you will get affected and whomever you contact, they'll get affected if you have some cold or cough. And when you are having cough, you may cough or sneeze, you can use your hand. But if you don't maintain hygiene, that is a more mobile and that transferred to the other people. Okay, that is an individual, and at home, it's like a less community. Okay, connecting only 4-5. But in a hostel community, or maybe the best choice I can say, in a hospital community, the facility ward nurse will be working. Generally, we see that even in private hospital also, one nurse will be working for many patients. One ICU, 5-10 patients will be there, and one nurse will be there. If the nurse is not maintaining hygiene to the hand, what will happen? All the 5 patients in the ICU or maybe in the hospital ward, whoever are there, they are not having the similar disease. They might have a different. And if the nurse is not maintaining a hand hygiene, then obviously a tradition that there is a spread of the disease from one patient to the other patient. Today, many hospitals and other healthcare operators are trying to use IoT devices to remind people to sanitize their hands. Okay, some corporate hospitals, they're looking into some devices, like when nurse served in one bed while she's going, and immediately they have to wash their hands with the sanitizer and go to attend the next patient. That kind of facility. When you visit the ICU or maybe some ward, you see that for every bed, they'll be maintaining one sanitizer bottle. Still, if you keep the bottle, the major shortcoming is that these devices only can remind the people but clean their hands, but they cannot do it for them. Still, research suggests that there is a device can reduce infection rates by more than 60% hospitals. Okay, so that in government hospitals, we see that this hand hygiene is not maintained. If a patient go with one problem, other problem is getting affected. Okay, what is our role here? Hand hygiene monitoring. Either you can make some good sprayer. Once they attended a doctor, some sensor model you have to develop. Okay, at a cost-effective way. If the nurse attended one patient, automatically some reminder sound has to come from the sanitizer to mitigate a particular risk of a particular patient. Okay, that instruction has to come. Some sensor has to be built. Some algorithm has to develop. Okay, to make a more protections and predictions that nurse didn't use any sanitizer, or maybe do they attended that bed or not. Some kind of testing, or sometimes they'll follow and sometimes they'll neglect. That negligency prediction has to be done, and we have to remind them. Then a patient will recover soon in hospital. They'll not get affected with the other things. These are the minor things, but it has dependency of IoT device there. We have to make some IoT device, and we need to check how many times they are using hand sanitizer. Okay. Next one is a depression and mood monitoring. Information about the depression symptoms and patient general moods, we would like to know. It's like another type of data that has traditionally been difficult to continuously monitor. How we can monitor depression? Now there's some Google glasses has coming to monitor based on the eye monitoring only, whether the fellow is in depression or maybe out of mode, or maybe is in cool mode, or maybe danger modes. Healthcare providers might periodically ask the patient, how do you have any depression, or maybe what are your feelings? But that will be more annoying to the patient and to the doctor also, like unable to anticipate sudden mood swings will be there. And often patient does not actually report their feelings. Lecture The key challenge, we should know that mode-aware IoT device can address these challenges by collecting and analyzing data using heart rate, blood pressure, and maybe we can connect EEG headset and BP level monitoring. Like this, several parameters we can measure, and based on all those parameters, we can say their mode monitoring can be addressed, and we can give a solution by playing some music or maybe what they will be knowing, by what they will be better, that can be given, or maybe a direct interaction to the parents. He may get depressed, or maybe he may get mood swing in some time. Okay, these are the issues we can address with that IoT. Parkinson's disease monitoring. In order to treat the Parkinson's patients most effectively, healthcare providers must be able to assess how the severity of their symptoms fluctuate throughout the day. And so that we can make some device and the freedom about their lives, that at home itself, they can get a treatment. If IoT sensor, you can make it promisable, then that IoT sensor automatically continuously collecting the data about Parkinson's symptoms. So that instead of having to spend a lot of time, extended periods in hospitals, they can get observation through the IoMT or IoT device at their homes itself. That is the most important thing we can say. So that some sensor development, some algorithm development, and anti-motion system models we can develop for the Parkinson's people. Next one is connected inhalers. It's like conditions such as asthma or COPD often involves attacks that come on suddenly with a little warning. If a IoT connected inhaler is there, that can help the patients by monitoring the frequency of attacks. Suppose if a normal inhaler is there, if you forgot that inhaler and you're going to office, a patient is going to office, then normal inhaler does not connect it to IoT. Then how frequently you are using in a daytime and it is in your bag, then it have, if I use some gyro sensor to it, or maybe touch sensors to it, if it is not moved, if it is kept constantly at some point, and real-time controller also connected, RTC connected, gyro is connected, touch sensor connected, and motion sensor connected, and everything are there. And if a person forget the inhaler in daytime during some, and it has, if it is not connected IoT, it's like a dead piece only there only. And if a person also like wanted need, and he has to search for it. Suppose if the device is connected IoT, all these things are connected along that. Then what will happen if based on the touch sensing, remote sensing, and vibration sensing, and pressure sensing, if all these points and usage is not done for 1 hour or maybe 10 minutes, or we can say that if they keep it in the bag and moving around, maybe at a time of 9:15 with the yesterday's and today, it can compare and say that it's not moving and it is not used, so that we need to give an alert message to the patient when they leave their inhalers at the home, placing them at risk of suffering an attack without their inhaler present. When they use their inhalers improperly also, it will give that how frequently they have to use it. Okay, so that this connected inhalers also we have to make it. And ingestible sensors, one of the important factor. Human body typically is messy with highly disruptive affairs, and no one will enjoy that camera or maybe probe stuck into the digestive tract or into the veins of the body. With ingestible sensor, it is possible to collect the data and it will get digested or maybe gone. Digestive and other systems in much less invasive way. Okay, this ingestible sensors has been evolving to get a lot of information inside the stomach. These are high-end level, and so far what we discussed, those are like where we can remake some new devices. Okay, when you see this connected inhalers, okay, some investigatable some sensor we can connect, and wherever you forgot, that is going to give a reminder. Okay, and ingestible sensors, we see that the device must be small enough to be swallowed very easily, and it has to able to dissolve and pass through the human cleanliness system of the body. And several companies are working very hard for the ingestible sensors making. Okay, around 30-foot long black box will be having in our body, and it's a very big tube, and the pill size electronics that ping your smartphone with the data after it is pop and swallow inside the body. Okay, these things are available in the market, and some MIT labs they are developing this, and many companies are looking into this ingestible. Even in IIC Bangalore also, we thought of working with a probing, flexible probing, inserting into the body. Even that also not very effective. So that scientists are testing their bacteria on a chip, prototyping in a mice, and introduced gastro ingestible and intestinal bleedings and the gaps that had blood piped into their stomachs. So many ways they are looking to that, and their gastro pipes bleedings also we want to monitor, and all those things they are doing very wisely. Okay, scientists are testing their bacteria levels and infected levels, and how effectively we can develop some ingestible sensor. And the connected inhalers also there, and connected contact lenses. Smart contact lenses provide another opportunity for collecting healthcare data in a passive and non-passive way. Okay. Non-intrusive way is that without injecting any blood, any needle to the skin and piercing the skin, piercing the veins, and without taking any harm to the skin or to the human body, like a non-instructive way, the contact lenses has been built by several companies, and they are giving a lot of information related to that. They could also incidentally include micro cameras that allow wearers who are wearing those glasses effectively to take pictures of their eyes, and from that eyes only they are giving a lot of information and the problems occur to the patient. And patented smart contact lenses was done by Google company. Okay, and these contact lenses intend to use the patient applied for a smart contact lens in analyzing tears to measure blood glucose levels. Okay, inside our eye, and what are how the tears are there based on the glucose levels for diabetes care. Although inevitable to the technology, it could find more and more upcoming challenges. And you know that recently one of my friend has been developed that one sensor which is like measure the sweat. It is going to take input as a sweat, and it is to give like several elements. Okay, So many IoT networks are connected. If a smart contact lenses, wings, watches, and glasses and gloves are connected to the smartphone, which are wear by the patient, and we can get a lot of information about the body. Okay, bring your own device connected to the hand at home, and you will get a lot of information. And next one is robotic surgery. And these devices must be small enough and reliable enough to meet small and reliable enough to perform surgeries within a width in the range of minimal disruption. As the people are doing manually, they might have some sort of a difficulty in connecting to the contact to the skin when they are piercing it for the operation. Okay, so that this robotic surgery, they must also be able to interpret complex conditions inside the bodies in order to make the right decision about how to proceed during a surgery. And this robotic surgery also connected to the IoT, and it is showing that direct data to the people, maybe to the experts. And these devices must be small enough and reliable, and can reduce the size of incisions required to perform surgery, and they should lead to a less invasive process and faster healing for the patient. That's what they have to make it. Maybe manually we can do mistake and faster healing may not happen. And as a robotic surgery, and by just piercing the skin at some point with a small hole, and a lot of things can be done inside the body without any disruption to the human body. But IoT robots are already being used for surgeries at a higher level, and showing that these challenges can be adequately addressed. And one of the important thing is that as we make the devices, IoT devices and algorithms and something, we are going to take the patient's data. And are we not responsible for the security of the data? Especially in India, or not only in India, all over the world, nobody would say that they are sick or maybe they are having some issue. They don't want to disclose their health conditions because health is a wealth. Okay, how much wealth is there? Wealth is there or not, but people don't want to disclose their health condition. That is a major challenge. Medical device, cybersecurity device should not be tapped and data should not be hacked. So that securing medical devices requires addressing a range of different threats. So that here also there is a more challenge to do research. When somebody is looking into research in wireless communication related to this, we can take the data and how much data can be shared and how much data cannot be shared. And as we are having for the last 5 years, 2 decades back only, we are having something like telepathology and telemedicine and telepathy, teledoctors, like over the phone call conversation, or maybe now this tele has become to internet connected and the data directly shared. If you have taken CT or MRI or X-ray, that is coming to our mail. Like this, the stealing sensitivity has been improved a lot. Okay, most of the IoTs for healthcare, critical security challenges must be addressed. Okay, for all these 10 above IoT devices, and IoT device developers and managers and health providers must ensure that they should adequately secure data collected by IoT device. It's a much of a data collected by the medical device is to qualify as a protected health information, and under HIPAA and similar some regulation. WHO regulation also says that data is the most important. IoT devices could not be used a gateway for stealing sensitive data if not properly secured. So that how can you make the device secure? We have seen that 82% of the healthcare organizations reports data is getting stolen by having experience of attacks against their IoT devices. IoT device itself get attacked and data got stolen. So that to secure them, we need to consider this common context of Internet of Medical Devices. Critical nature of medical devices, mass production of medical devices, and security is not prioritized, and security patches and upgrades are difficult to implement. Long life devices, user deployed devices, end users cannot monitor the health of the device. Based on these challenges, critical nature of some devices has to be like a heart rate. It's a critical, regularly has to be monitored. And more number of devices are there with a less IP address. So that easy to tap the IP. And security is not prioritized. When we are making IoT device, security is not prioritized. When you want to build a new device, keep this term also. As a security is prioritized. Look into this point and make the device to work. And the security patches and upgrades are difficult to implement. Long life is one of the major things. It's a battery operated, you have to make it. Proper discovery and classification of all IoT devices on healthcare provider networks help guard against the risk. So once IoT networks are properly identified, it has to be classified, regulated, and secured, and managers can track the device behavior daily basis or maybe periodic basis to identify anomalies or maybe attacks or perform the risk assessments once they made the device. And segment the vulnerable from mission critical devices has to be considered. Further, security requirements for the medical device are integrate security into the device, customize security into the device, protect the firmware, make an IP firmware, and secure data stored in device, and secure communication among device, and protect from cyber attacks. How continuously monitoring all medical devices on your network? Using systems control engine. Would you like to work on IoT security? Just go with the systems control engine. In a hyper-connected healthcare enterprise, the quantity and heterogeneity of the IoT device creates a complex and increasingly untenable reality for the healthcare technology, IT and security organization. Leaders are struggle to understand exactly what's connected to the network and what's doing and how to regulate and protect the all the devices is a common element. To protect all the devices, medical devices connected to secure the data of the patient, we can use systems control engine. The visibility and security of all your connected devices will come over here. If any tapping or maybe attack comes, automatically this system control engine will alert the users. Users in the sense, service providers of this IoT connected device. So that SE uses machine learning to monitor and analyze the behavior of every device in our network in order to detect malicious communication. So that in all the wireless communications, this SCE can be more helpful and more useful. You can even use order to maximize the utilization of all your connected devices using SCE integration and integrity. Okay, there are many challenges also there. And with this, I can say that many other challenges like 3 challenges I consider like air pollution, and the other one is after the air pollution, food in agriculture sector, food security also connected with IoT technology, and after the food security, one of the important IoT challenges is that finding a parking place in urban areas. Okay, more petrol wastage, fuel consumption, fuel wastage is happening, even electricity wastage is happening because of the parking issue. Even for those things also, we can adopt the IoT and wireless communication systems. Okay, sir. With this, I'll close the session. If any questions are there, please.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Yes.
Sir, the participants are from the YouTube. Just we'll ask the queries and we'll post the queries in the YouTube. From the YouTube, we'll read out, sir, the questions if anything.
Okay, okay, sir. Please.
Dear participants, if you have any queries, please post your query in the chat box.
So we have
Sir?
one question here, sir.
Yes, please.
Can we say AI in medical field is fully efficient?
Yes, ma'am. Already AI is there. Artificial intelligence only. We are having a sophisticated equipment analysis. Is it reaching your point?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Dear participants, kindly post your questions in the chat box. Sir, we'll wait for 2 minutes, sir. If any queries are there, I will.
No problem. I can.
Sir, we have a question here, sir.
Yes, please.
How artificial intelligence and IoT can be used in agricultural fields?
Yeah, very good. Nice question. Okay. One thing is that one simple example I'll tell you. As a farmer, I'll go to some seed distributor and I brought the seeds. I would like to know that are these seeds are going to germinate and give a good yield to me or not. I want to use it. Okay. How can I get it? By just looking at the seeds will be looking very good. But if I start germinating for 2 days, and generally germination test, they will do it for in testing centers about 5 days or 6 days. Okay. In agriculture field, there is a lack of seeds to demand of supply to the farmers, actually, the good seeds, so that many farmers are getting affected, lack of good yield at the crop level. Okay, to get a good crop, we can include artificial intelligence like a deep learning. I can keep it down. Okay, now coming to the point, like as a farmer, I bought the seeds. and I soak it and kept it on the mud, just some seed is growing, like some germination happened, small germination is come. If I take that photo and send it to some cloud, which is giving some service, and there those people will analyze and say that seed quality and how many seeds are grown, and classification they do with the machine learning and all. Okay, that is machine learning and deep learning techniques I am doing and saying that seed quality test, and how this farmer is sending, as a farmer I am sending the data to them. Through internet connectivity, as I'm having mobile, I'm using it as an IoT device and sending that picture to the cloud. There, IoT and machine learning, or maybe artificial intelligence, I'm combiningly using for agriculture. Or one more example, farmer has everybody is having a smartphone. They have taken a photo of their crop. Some disease has come. The crop has got affected. If they send that photo to cloud service, and there are some apps saying that what kind and how much ratio of the pesticides we can use it. They'll send pesticide type and how much quantity and how to use and how to spray. That whole data can be shared back to the farmer. There it is like IoT and machine learning are connected. IoT and artificial intelligence are connected together in a farmer point of view, or maybe in the agriculture. Okay, I hope that I meet your point. Next question, please, ma'am.
Sir, one more question we have, sir.
Yes, please.
Can we integrate IoT and cloud computing in medical image processing like lung cancer, etc.?
Yes, we can do it.
Sir, this is my personal question, sir. I'm working on this. So I want to integrate deep learning with IoT and cloud computing in lung cancer detection.
Okay, for that what you can do, some real-time image you have to scan and send it to your device, and device will transfer the data to the cloud. And if a cloud, in the cloud, if you can Google Colab or somewhere, if you keep some data set and this real-time image is connected, actually IoT for the real-time. You have taken some image and that image has to be sent to the cloud, and the cloud is going to enhance and send it back to your device. And whichever device, your scanner device is there, the same device will have a display to show what are the predictions it has been done through your algorithm. We can use it.
That means cloud is used for storing the data set only.
Cloud is used for the data set only, but you can store your analysis part also. No? You can take the service and using Google Colab, you can create your own algorithm set or maybe model, deep learning model. And it can process the data. From the cloud, it is going to take the data, process and keep it back.
Okay, sir. We have a data set in the
read from the cloud, you can read back the data, the post-processing data.
So after the recognition of, after the detection, we can pass it through IoT to some doctor or some patients, like?
Yeah, yes.
Yes, sir.
In a secure way, you have to get back to your device, then you can transfer.
Okay, sir. So we, at the input side, we are planning.
Sorry?
At the input side, we are planning to use PET images, sir.
Okay.
Only for, we want to work on PET images.
Nice, sir. You can try, sir.
Okay, sir. One more question, sir.
Please.
Sir, another question here, sir. For multi-cropping, how IoT is helpful?
Multi-cropping in the sense?
So this question is posted from the participants, sir.
Okay. Multi-cropping, generally multi-crop means season-wise, first season, second season, they used to work it out. And whatever the season comes, IoT device is the same. If you're having the data set, we have to create crop 1, crop 2, crop 3 data set. Okay. It's like a red grams one data set, wheat one data set, corn one data set. And whatever the crop you are having, that the image automatically it is going to take a classification first. After the classification, it is going to look after what can be suggested, what is required to be done. It will work.
Okay, sir. We have another question here, sir.
Hmm.
AI is a doctor assisting tool or itself can replace a medical expert?
Right now we are having a doctor assistant, not a doctor, actually device assistant we can say. Device is going to take, we are making some IoT device which can take the patient's input and the doctor's input together and merge and send it to the algorithm specific AI model. And AI is going to get trained. Suppose if I train that, AI is going to self-trained data from the 1,000 patients, data from the 1,000 doctors, experts, and all together it will become, and maybe super AI become afterwards. So currently it is a doctor-based AI only. Later, once it get some sort of some amount of data, then it will become super AI and it can become a doctor. Next question, please.
So we have another question here from Varun Kumar. Please represent any AI IoT device that can process deep learning applications.
Come again.
Please represent any IoT device that can process deep learning applications.
Okay, we can say radar signal detector. That is, there we are having a signal jammer. That is also one of the IoT connected device. Signal jammers and reading the exact radar signal, what we transmitted and what we received. Even in medical concept also, we can say some tool, I can say it as telepathology. Some tools are there. I forgot that name. Okay. But in communication aspect, I can say that radar systems integrated to IoT and they're giving more efficient data analysis. Next, ma'am.
So we have another question here, sir. Can we run the deep learning application at the IoT device level itself or of cloud-based microprocessor or do the processing, sir?
Okay. How much capacity you're going to build your IoT device? I want to make IoT device with 1,000 rupees. And I want to make IoT device with 1 lakh rupee by, or maybe 30,000 with Jetson Nano board, or maybe Zinc board with 1 lakh rupees. Something range. What are the specifications of your IoT device, and what are your specifications of the output target? When these two are meeting at some point, directly an IoT device only. If my IoT device is having a DSP processor, I can take the image, any image, agriculture or maybe medical or some social security, deraining, deforestation, some image you can take or maybe satellite image and you can process it in your IoT device only. Because if your IoT device is having a specification that it can process a high speed rate, okay, time is also important. Instead of that, IoT device is connected to the camera, and camera is going to take the picture and it can transfer the data at a shorter time, and continuously you want to take the data, and we cannot keep the data here. It's better to push the data to the cloud, and from the cloud you can give it to it's like a commercial process, and immediately you can get the data back. That depending on your input device, IoT device specifications and output device specifications, if a time is not a constraint, you can do it at the device level. Even memory is not a constraint, then you can do it at the IoT device itself. We can run it. It's not an issue. Few models we are trying for the space applications and the military applications. When we use a Jetson nanoboard, we are getting around, it is 40,000 rupees cost with a limited memory. And there we are having, it's like 5 seconds delay to process one image in a security lens, but that is not acceptable. Then we went to new upgraded board with a 2.7 lakhs, Jetson Nano next to model, 2.7 lakhs. There we are getting 300 milliseconds delay for image processing. That's how our IoT device is cost effective or costly. Based on that, you can fix it. Next one.
Sir, we will wait for 1 minute, sir. If any queries are, I will let you know, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Actually, I have class. If any questions are there, ask them to post it.
Okay, sir. We will end the session with vote of thanks. Now I request Dr. S. Kannappan, sir, to give vote of thanks for day 2 session.
Audio. So, very good afternoon, sir. So we are very fortunate to have your session, and it's really astonished us, your session. The knowledge you shared is really a valuable, insightful, informative session, sir. So even though you have discussed about health issues, diseases, and their impact on our life, the way you explained to handle them with IoT technology is very much impressive, sir. And the session is very pleasant session. We completely forgot all the difficulties and we involved into your session, sir. And you completely captured our attention, sir. It's really thankful to you, sir. And on behalf of Gates Institute of Technology and all participants, I extend heartfelt gratitude for your insightful session on IoT implementation on healthcare applications in this faculty development program. Your expertise illuminated the paths for our educators, fostering a deep understanding of the integration of IoT in healthcare, sir. Your dedication to share knowledge and experiences has left an indelible mark on our learning journey, sir. We appreciate your commitment to advancing our understanding of this critical intersection between technology and healthcare, sir. So we want to once again spell all the topics that you delivered in the session, sir, especially the remote health monitoring and the importance of latency to implement the remote health monitoring you explained is really amazing, sir. And glucose monitoring, the nowadays scenario you explained very clearly in front of us, and the requirement of the smaller devices in these applications, and the requirement of low power consuming devices, the battery life of the wearable devices, and you wherever the chances you exposed the research scope of all the topics, sir. It's really it's a good opportunity for all the faculties who attended this program. And also we utilize this recording. We already broadcasted this in the YouTube, and really it's a good time for us. And you explained the heart rate monitoring, hand hygiene monitoring, and depression and mood monitoring, and IoT connected inhalers. And you also explained the causes and their impact if we neglect all these hygiene issues, and how we need to counterpart the effects made by these issues. And also you explained the advanced sensors like ingestible sensors, and the real-time companies and organizations which are working on these sensors, like MIT and Google company on connected lenses also. And robotic surgery, you explained very keenly. And finally, which made us really amazed is medical device cybersecurity challenges. And the way you explained the importance of the system control engine and to regulate and protect the network to secure the data of the patients. So it's really, sir, no words to express your dedication and your experience and your practical exposure, sir. Thank you so much. We are looking forward for more collaborations with you, sir. Please visit our institute once.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, I'll come.
Yeah, really, sir. Thank
These
you.
are the only 10 elements I have taught. I have almost 60 type of different elements which are connected to social relevant. Once
Yes.
again, if you get a chance, we can discuss all of them.
Definitely, sir. We need your support.
Somebody is looking for the working area. I think these things will be more useful.
Yeah.
Okay, once again, thank you all. I need to go to the class.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you all for your queries.
All the participants.
All the participants, please join for the tomorrow session. We'll share the YouTube link and also post the feedback of the today's session. In the YouTube, we'll share the feedback link. Please post the feedback. Thank you. Have a nice day.